Hello and welcome back. Today we have the Batman and Robin Mr. Freeze Blacklight Edition from Mcfarlane Toys. This is one of their gold label collection ones, which I think makes it like a deluxe edition or something like that. But essentially, from what I understand, this is the deluxe version of the Build-A-Figure Mr. Freeze, which was part of the original Mcfarlane Batman and Robin wave. I'm not a big fan of the Batman and Robin film. I think a lot of people aren't particularly enamored with it, but I've always liked Arnold Schwarzenegger's appearance or look for Mr. Freeze in the film. And it's one of the figures I've always wanted, and being able to get him separately was a must. I got this from Amazon, I think for 30 quid, so it's about £5 more than your standard Mcfarlane toys, which isn't too bad, I suppose. You can see it comes in just a black box with the Batman in Robin logo done in that sort of black light colouring scheme, which is very on brand for the Schumacher Batman films, which had a lot of black light day glow colours to them. We get the DC logo, the gold label logo for Mcfarlane, Mcfarlane Toys logo down below, and authenticated limited edition 6,550 pieces. On the side is just the same as we saw on the front, plain on the other side with some legal and a QR code. Underneath is our legal and barcode. On top is just an embossed DC logo, and on the back is a profile shot of Arnold Schwarzenegger as Mr. Freeze as he appeared in that film. So it's literally in a sleeved box, so you can just slide the sleeve off and immediately you see the figure within. There's a couple of cable ties holding him in place. So let's just flip those open. And oh, there's one on the waist as well. There we go. We get a collector card on a stand. I don't know if anyone else collects the cards. I personally don't. Let's see if we can get this out. Oh. There we go. So that's our Mr. Freeze card. It comes on a little stand with a blue Batman and Robin logo and just slides into the top. On the back has our numbering, so this was 5,095 of the 6,500. Certificate of authenticity. This certifies that the limited edition worldwide product Mr. Freeze figurine is authentic and officially licensed by Mcfarlane Toys. The figure was created, developed and designed by Todd McFarlane, the award-winning designer group. So we have that. You get the weapon, which is also cable tied in. There we go. So we get the weapon, which does have a detachable freeze effect. You can see it's done in this pearlescent type silvery icy blue, which is quite a nice colour. It's a reasonably solid plastic with some lighter weight or some bendable down at the grips. We have our figure. I'm going to pull this out to get at him. And oh, there's more behind it as well. I didn't know that. We'll take a look at that in a second. That's our Mr. Freeze figure out of the box. We'll take a look at him in a second. we get a display stand by the looks of things. So let's take a look and see what I really wasn't expecting this stand. I just thought it was the Mr. Freeze figure, so I'm quite surprised by this. Ouch. These bits are strapped in with cable ties as well, so it's... Oh, so we get a couple of lights. That's pretty cool. Okay, so let's put the box away. As you can see there is a couple of instructions underneath. Looks like it's self-explanatory for assembling all the parts and replacing the batteries if needed. Oh, knocking the camera off the desk. This doesn't want to go back in. Typical, isn't it? On the back of the actual inner box is some more legal bits about the batteries. Slide that away. Right, so here we have the... Let's get rid of these annoying plasticky bits. Here we have a stand which is just done in a vacuum molded piece of plastic. You can see where all the molding bits are. It's reasonably solid though. It's got a small sticker for its distribution on there, which we can remove easily enough. There we go. Looks like there's a peg for the figure to stand on, and then you can see these stand bits just clipping underneath. They are just made of a similar plastic, so, and they are lettered, so there's a B there and a B there, an A and A respectively. So they just pick that up. And we have the two light stands. These stands for the lights are actually made of a metal, so they're just metal rods with a ball socket at the top, and they just plug into there respectively. And then we have the lights which are on ratchet hinges there, and obviously just clip on like so, and then are tiltable. They have batteries installed in them and just have those sort of battery interrupter slots, and they just turn on from the back and have a black light there. So if we turn these off for a second, plug them onto the stands either side respectively. Turn those down a bit. Then we bring in our Mr. Freeze and we stand him here. This should allow us to use the black light feature. So it sort of works, or it doesn't really get a good get a better stance or peg. Could almost do with 2 pegs, to be honest, but there we go. So the black light isn't the best. I can't say it really brings out a lot. Let's have a see if we can get one a little closer. It might be because it's still quite bright in this room. Oh yeah, you can see once the light's closer, there's some black lighting effect on the painted blue points, so it sort of brings it out. It's not a feature I'm ever going to use. It sort of works. It definitely works quite well around the moulding of the face sculpt, but other than that, I can't say it really works at all. It's just kind of meh. But there you get the black light effect if you want. As for the figure himself, which is the main piece and the part I was obviously interested in, he comes and stands at about 7.5 inches tall. So you can see him paired here or scaled with the previous Mr. Freeze figure from Mcfarlane Toys and a Batman figure from Mcfarlane Toys, and he scales well with them. He's definitely nicely within scale, and he is supposed to be obviously a bigger, chunkier figure than normal figures due to his armor, and I think it works well. The plastic is molded in that same sort of grey pearlescent colouring scheme as the weapon, with painted blue points throughout, which are for the black light features. There is plenty of moulded detail on this, from sort of wires under the collar. So the shoulder pads actually come off. They're just on little rubber pegs and here, so if we can remove those to get a better look at the figure within, you can see all of the moulded detail throughout the moulded detail of sort of the trousers underneath, the armour, the big thick boots. It looks well, it looks good. I like the design of it and the colouring. I don't know how this compares with the original figure released as part of the Build-A-Figure wave, if they add a different paint app or not. But I like this one. It doesn't stand out as being different from what you would expect the film version to look like. As for articulation, it is a standard Mcfarlane figure with the head on a ball joint, and you can see the neck underneath that. We get a torso ball joint swivel here, along with a ball joint waist swivel, so you can get a full range of movement at the body. The arms are on those hinge and ball joints. They do feel kind of loose. They're not as tight as maybe as you would hope or expect, but maybe all round he's a little looser than you might want, but I don't think it's going to prohibit posability too much. The arm has a elbow hinge, no swivels. Oh, there is a swivel at the elbow as well, and then there is a swivel and rotation at the wrist. Legs will go back that they're on. The legs are on a clipped joint here, so you can get a full range of movement on them. There is no thigh cut, but there is a swivel at the knee, along with a single bend at the knee. Foot has ankle tiltage and a swivel, along with a tilt at the toes. So overall, it's a posable figure. He looks good. I like him. He should hopefully get a grip on his weapon. So the tightness of the hand and the rubbery plastic of the gun does make it a little difficult to get a hold on, but he does eventually get there. You can get him holding it. There we go. You can get him holding a double-handed pose, and it doesn't look weird or off in any way. You can get some decent posing out of him. I think he looks like a fantastic figure. He looks, the face sculpt definitely looks like Arnold, and overall it is a fun and decent looking figure. The size of the display base does prohibit how you can have him posed a little, and as I said, the peg doesn't go into the foot as fully as one would hope, so you're better posing him out without that, but he does fit there. And you can have those black lights on him, and you can have them at different heights depending how you want to display your figure. So there we have him. I like the figure. The black light is unnecessary, but it doesn't hinder the figure in any way, so it's a take it or leave it sort of matter. The price point was reasonable enough, especially given it gets a nice big display stand and comes with the lights and everything else. Overall, I'm really happy to add this figure to the collection. Personally, I've always been quite happy with the Mcfarlane DC figures, but I'm not the biggest fan of DC/collector forums, so I'm maybe not the best one to speak on that. But overall, I'm going to be disappointed when the line ends next year. But there we have Mr. Freeze. As I said, I'm really happy to have him. I think he's a great figure, worth the addition to any collection. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Until next time, who killed the dinosaurs? The Ice Age!